With me showcasing you guys a lot of builds in 2K21, I showed y'all boys the ball hawk, the post playmaker, the two-way mid-range shooter, also the play shot, the slasher, the play shot, and many more builds. I've decided to bring back a build from 2K21 and implement it in NBA 2K22. With that being, I decided to bring back my slasher build from 2K21. But if you guys don't know what that build is, now I'm gonna end up showing you. This build used to dunk, shoot, ISO, go crazy on this game. It was actually a fun build to use, even better than me using my play shot all the time. This was maybe the build that I like using the most out of my play shot, my post playmaker, ball hawk, my two-way mid-range ISO build. And then I thought, why not bring back this slasher build, the Finalizing finisher, whatever you want to call it. You can get very different names. You can get the name shot creator on this build. But with this name being, and with this build I'm using, this is more of a Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, James Harden type build. With this build being super tall and able to dribble, shoot, and dunk, and also us having an ability to shoot on this game compared to 2K21, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun using this build this year. With the build basically having exactly some of the same stats of 2K21, there's some extra things I do get and some things I don't get. As you know, last year you had to have an 85 driving dunk to get elite contact dunks, but this year you gotta have a 92. So now with us end up putting a slash and takeover on this build, we end up unlocking the elite contact dunks and really go crazy with this build. But if you're someone that doesn't want to use that as their takeover, all means you're going to still have fun with this build. But as the badge count of 13, 20, 16, and 5, the badge count you just seen was the badge count with me having 2 extra badges from hitting level 39 in the last 2 seasons. The real badge count will be around 13, 20, 14, and 5. But as you see the badges I end up using, for anybody who's going to ask, what badges are you going to be using on this build? This are the badges I'm using. But look, I just showed you a glimpse of what this build can do. But if you haven't yet, make sure you like the video. Also sub, so when you don't want to miss out when this video drops, because I'm gonna go crazy in this video. I don't know if I'm gonna end up looking like Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, James Harden. I might just end up making my MYPARK look like me, just go crazy at the park. But that's the first thing you want to do with this build. You can make this build a point guard or shooting guard. The shooting guard gets more badges, of course, but if you want more speed, end up making the point guard. I do prefer, if you're going to make it smaller, like 6'3 or 6'2, make it a point guard, because you're not going to end up getting certain animations that I get as a shooting guard because I'm taller. So if you want to end up making it super small, like 6 foot, that's up to you. But to make this Zach LaVine type of Devin Booker type build, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to be using my half and half blue pie chart. The half and half blue pie chart arrow, it's one of the best pie charts 2K ever released since 2K20. Most people sleep on this pie chart now because it was very OP in 2K20, but now this pie chart is very slept on. And if you really can move around and get open and know how to get a bucket, this pie chart can favor towards your playstyle. But as you pick in the physical profile of speed, when you already looking at this, you already saying 84 speed, 82 acceleration. This build is going to be too slow to be able to dribble and move past somebody. But for a build that has gold playmaking, I was moving pretty fast. So just imagine if I had Hall of Fame playmaking on this build. But with me having a higher 3-point rating, it made it so much easier to ISO or even get open with this build. As this could be a secondary ball handler if you want it to come out the corner, or this could be the main ball handler if you're ISOing. It is a very fun build to use. As you look at the badge count, as last year I had maybe the badge count of 15, 14, 13, and 7. Now as this year, we have 13, 20, 14, and 5. If you end up hitting level 39 2 times and you have the 2 extra badge points, I do prefer you to put it on playmaking, nothing else. Unless you're gonna put 1 on playmaking and 1 on defense, so you can have 6 defensive badges and 1 playmaking. That would be the only 2 I would want you to upgrade for them badges if you have 2 extra badge points from hitting 39. But as of heights of creating this build, a lot of you guys, y'all say y'all like using tall players. Some of you guys, y'all like using players that's not super small. This is one of them builds that you would actually like. But if you're someone that really cares about the name, this is a facilitating finisher. All I did to change the name to make it say slasher was lowering my pass accuracy to a 77 pass accuracy and upgrading it to 14 playmaking badges, so I can end up getting the name slasher instead of facilitated finisher. But as I max out the wingspan on this build, this is the actual slasher build. But as if you're someone that wants to make the smaller version of this build, and the lowest I said you should go is 6'3", but if you're someone that wants elite dribble moves, I think the lowest you have to go is 6 foot. The 6'3" version of this build, and this is at point guard, I have at 85 speed, I have 15, 19, 4, and 5. Like I told you guys, you're gonna end up getting less badges at being at the point guard position, but if you prefer to be 6'3", that's up to you if you want more speed. And as you upgrade this build, you're gonna end up having an 88 speed, plus 8, you're gonna end up having 96 speed at 99. But as of contact dunks, this is one thing that's gonna come in key. You do get contact dunks on this 6'3". On the 6'3", you get a 84 driving dunk, but it's at 99. If you end up choosing the 6'5", you get an 85 driving dunk that lets you get contact dunks at 98, plus at 99, you'll be able to get most of the lob animations in the game, all the between the legs, all the 360s, all off the backboard animations of throwing alley-oops or catching alley-oops, you will unlock. But as of takeovers, you have slashing, shot creating, sharp, and playmaking. With those 4 playmaker badges that you get, with you making this build with max wingspan, you getting this build to 99, you're gonna already have an 85 driving dunk. But if you end up picking anything else, it doesn't matter which one you want, you're still going to be a good choice. If you want to put playmaking on this and break ankles, you could. If you want to put slashing and get elite contact dunks and takeover, you could. Or if you want to be one of those people that are going to end up putting sharp takeover on this build with the name slasher, you can also do that as well. But most of the time, I tell you, the most takeovers I end up choosing, I will choose playmaking, slashing, and sharp. Those are the 3 takeovers that I usually choose and put on my builds. But on this build, I decided to put slashing takeover on this build so we can really have fun and get that full effect of them dunking the ball and able to shoot the ball. Because that +5 we get is going to be crazy because we're going to have an 86 3-pointer in takeover. So look, as you see the badges, we have sniper, we have stop and pop. As I'm working with 20 with Hall of Fame badges, I noticed I have mismatch expert. I can actually use mismatch expert on this build. Most of the time, I'm gonna have this mismatch expert on silver just in case something does happen or somebody does switch on me. But if I'm gonna end up playing like my career, I will put it on Hall of Fame just to get your badges, try to get your shooting badges very easily. But any other time, I'm gonna have it on silver or nothing just because I am already 6'5". So I'm not gonna get a mismatch over somebody that's 6'5" that's checking me, because most of the time you're gonna have a lockdown checking you. Then even if you have a 6'2" guard checking you, it is not a mismatch. You basically shoot over them. So I would raise that even higher to Deadeye or Blinders or something like that. But as of when it comes to playmaking, we got 14. I showed you 16. As I have 2 extra playmaking badges, this is what my setup looks like. But add 2 to this, I would end up having unpluckable, on goal, or I'll end up throwing tight handles on silver in this type of combo. But as a defensive badges, I put defensive badges on you guys. You can put it whatever. Some people like clamps, some people don't. But it's all up to you. As you see in the build, 13, 20, 16 if you have the 2 extra badge points, but 14. Then 5 defensive badges. It's all up to you. If you're gonna decide to make my slasher build from 2K21 and put it on 2K22, let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss that slasher video. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. But it's been your man, ChaMoma. See y'all boys on the next one, and I'm out, y'all.